And joining us now with more on Operation Rising Lion on Israel's sixth day of the war against the Islamic Republic of Iran is former Israeli Ambassador to the United States, Michael Oren. Thank you for joining us.
Good to be with you, Lida. How are you?
I'm doing well under the circumstances. You know, the million-dollar question on my mind, on everyone's mind, will Donald Trump decide to take a more active role in this war? You know, there are indications and hints that he's getting ready to order a strike. I mean, what is your assessment?
Well, again, we all wish we had the 100% answer to that question. Nobody has it. Nobody in the White House has it. Perhaps only one person has it, and that's the president himself. What we can base ourselves on are some of his most recent comments, including we now control the skies over Tehran, the royal we, and which was an interesting remark, or that calling for unconditional surrender of Iran, that no one has actually made that type of demand by a United States president since 1943, when Roosevelt met Churchill in Casablanca in North Africa. And they called for the unconditional surrender of Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. It's quite remarkable. How is unconditional surrender supposed to come about? It's very difficult to imagine it come about only by Israeli military means. And I also think, just on a personal level, that the president likes winners. And Israel is certainly a winner in this battle, and I think he'd like to be a part of actually winning. And when he does say that we are controlling the skies of Tehran, it's not inaccurate. The fact is the Israeli pilots are flying American-made planes. They're dropping, for the most part, American-made bombs, and flying their planes with American fuel, and perhaps even basing themselves on American intelligence sources. So it's not completely inaccurate. America is already involved. It just hasn't been involved kinetically, dropping bombs. My gut feeling says that that is going to happen.
Because, you know, President Trump has been absolutely adamant that Iran cannot obtain nuclear weapons. Negotiations failed. He gave the Ayatollah 60 days, and he said just yesterday that he isn't in the mood to negotiate anymore. So why is he, or why has he been so hesitant to assist Israel in completing this job in the first place?
I don't know that we've actually been pressing him to get involved. And on a personal level, I would like to see Israel be able to do this, by ourselves on our own to the degree that we can. There are divisions within the White House that are well known within the Republican Party. A strange situation in the United States of the left wing of the Democratic Party, the progressives, sort of lining up with the very right wing of the Republican Party, the American firsters, the people who are isolationists, not particularly friendly to the state of Israel or even to the Jewish people. It's a strange alliance, and has a tremendous impact. And also the American people, American public opinion is actually against America's involvement in this war. So Donald Trump is standing up to opponents within the White House, within the Congress, within his own party, and even within his own electorate. Not an easy position. Having said all that, again, he wants to be a winner. He wants to come to the table as someone who has taken an active role in defeating Iran. And let's be honest about this, the war is going to end in one way or the other around a negotiating table, whether it's this Iranian regime or another Iranian leadership that comes to the table, it will end there. And it's very important already at this stage that Israel and the United States coordinate as closely as possible what will be America's position at the negotiating table.
So you made a very interesting comment there. You said that you're not sure that Israel has been pushing the United States to enter this war. So, first of all, does Israel have the capability to achieve its stated goals without the United States? And, there was a lot of media speculation in the days leading up to the war about daylight between Netanyahu and Trump. We now know, of course, that that was certainly not the case. But as you mentioned, we're seeing Prime Minister Netanyahu tread very carefully with President Trump, as you said, not pushing him to enter this war, at least not publicly. I mean, why do you think that is? What do you make of this?
That's very important because the accusation of both that progressive left and the Republican right is that Israel is dragging America into yet another unwinnable and disastrous war in the Middle East. Just look what Tucker Carlson writes, or Bernie Sanders for that matter. And we cannot be perceived, it's not in our interest to be perceived as dragging America into a war, even asking America to get involved in a war. If President Trump so decides to become involved, that has to be his decision and his decision alone. That's important that we stress that. Now, can Israel do it alone? We can do it alone, but it'll take much, much longer. We do not have strategic bombers. We don't have B-52s, B-1s, B-2s. We have these little planes called F-15s, F-16s, and F-35s that have limited ranges and limited payloads. They certainly cannot carry a bomb that is 30,000 pounds that can penetrate Fordo Mountain. That can only be carried by these strategic bombers in the arsenal of the United States. Though conceivably we could peel away layer by layer the mountain over the facility at Fordo, but it's going to take a longer time and maybe involve greater danger from our pilots.
Absolutely. Well, all eyes remain on Donald Trump, and we'll certainly see what his decision is in the coming hours or coming days. Ambassador Michael Oren, thank you so much for joining us today.
Be well. Have a safe day.
You too. Thank you.